Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be giving my NBA DraftKings picks for Thursday, December 14th. Got a 5-game slate on this Thursday today, guys. Before we get started looking at point guards we want to target today, if you guys could drop a like on the video, I would really appreciate it. And if you are new to the channel, if this is your first time checking out a video on my channel, thank you so much for clicking on the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Click the little bell. And that will notify you every time I upload. You'll never miss out on any of my new videos. So make sure you do that as well, guys. Would really appreciate it. But yeah, looking at some point guards today, guys. Going through each position, looking at point guards we want to target. We don't really have any expensive options here. Steph Curry is up top, but he's not going to be playing today. So our most expensive point guards today is Dennis Schroeder going up against Detroit. I definitely like this spot for Dennis Schroeder. I think if I'm paying $7K for a guy, I'd prefer him over Lonzo Ball. I think Lonzo Ball is a really good option for tournaments today. But Dennis Schroeder, $7,200. If you're playing cash games, you want to pay up at point guard, he'd be the guy I would target. Going up against Detroit, really good matchup against Detroit. And when these teams did face off earlier this year, Dennis Schroeder did have a very nice game. Put up 42 DraftKings points, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 11 assists. Really nice game from Dennis Schroeder. At about $7,200, we need, I'd say, 36, 37 DK points from him to return value on this price tag. And Schroeder definitely has the ability to do that. So I do like this spot for him. If I'm paying up at point guard, he'd be the guy I'd go to. Lonzo Ball, though, very interesting in tournaments today at $7K. Won't be going there in cash games because I think Lonzo's a little bit too risky for cash right now. But for GPPs, we've seen the kind of upside that Lonzo has on a night-in, night-out basis. I'd go to Lonzo in tournaments. If you're paying up at point guard, go to Schroeder in cash games. And then looking for other options that we can target at point guard. Don't like any of these 6K options. Don't think I'm going to be on Spencer Dinwiddie or Jeff Teague. If I'd just pay up to go to Lonzo or Dennis Schroeder. I just don't really like their price tags. So looking for other options, maybe in this mid-tier. Not a ton of other mid-tier options I like. Just JJ Barea, like he's kind of too expensive. I don't want to pay $5,600 for him. Reggie Jackson kind of been inconsistent lately. The minutes have been a little inconsistent. Great matchup against Atlanta, but I don't think I want to go there. Avery Bradley's been really struggling lately. He hasn't been doing much. Jordan Clarkson, a guy you can go to in tournaments because if he's playing really well, he'll usually get more minutes than Lonzo does. He'll usually wind up playing more than Lonzo. So that's a tournament play. If he's playing really well, he could be a good GPP option, but definitely not a guy I'm going to in cash games, I don't think. So looking for maybe value at point guard. A couple value plays I like here. First off, Yogi Ferrell at $4,600. Going up against the Warriors today. Definitely like this spot for Yogi Ferrell. It's an up-and-pace matchup for Dallas going up against the Warriors. Dallas is going to be playing at a faster pace today. And with Dennis Smith Jr. out, Yogi Ferrell has been starting lately. I know he started the last 2 or 3 games with Dennis Smith Jr. out. And Ferrell's played really nice minutes, mid-30s in minutes. The production's been there lately, 24, 32 DraftKings points. In his last 2 games with DSJ out, he has started both of those games. The price tag did rise a lot, almost rose 1K. He's now up to $4,600 today. But at this price tag, for him to return value on this price in cash games, we're going to need about 25 DK points from him. And I would say it's very likely that Yogi Ferrell gets there today. So I really like him as a value option at $4,600. Another value option I think we can target for $200 less is JARRETT Jack. Going up against Brooklyn, I believe this is a revenge game for JARRETT Jack. I know he used to play for the Nets. So you got that little narrative going for Jack today. And he has been playing really well. That's one of the other reasons I really like him today, especially given the matchup as well against Brooklyn. We know Brooklyn plays at a very fast pace, not the best defensive team. And like I said, Jack has been playing really well lately. 27, 24 DraftKings points his last 2 games, 26 minutes in both of those games. The minutes have been pretty consistent for Jack. You're probably going to get around mid-20s in minutes from him, maybe 30 minutes if he's playing really well. Ntilikina will get some minutes. I know Ntilikina got a lot of minutes in their last game against the Lakers because he was playing really well. But JARRETT Jack's the guy that's going to be starting, and his minutes are pretty secure when it comes to like mid-20s. That's usually what he'll wind up playing. If he's going to play like 25, 26, 27 minutes against Brooklyn, I'd say it's very likely he returns value on the salary. So Yogi Ferrell, JARRETT Jack, the 2 point guard options I like for value today. And if I'm not going to them at point guard, I think I'd just go up to Lonzo Ball or Dennis Schroeder. Those are really the only options I really like at point guard today. Don't think I'm going to be on like Dinwiddie, Jeff Teague, Reggie Jackson, Barea, Bradley. Don't think I'm going to be on these guys. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on to shooting guard. Alright, so at shooting guard, up top of this position, we have Jimmy Butler here, $8,700, going up against Sacramento. Definitely a good matchup for Jimmy Butler. He is very expensive. The price is starting to rise for Butler, but he has been playing really, really well lately. Just looking at his last 4 games, 48, 40, 44, 53 DK points. We know the minutes are going to be insanely high for Butler every night. He's going to play almost 40 minutes just about every game. But 8,700, I don't know if I want to pay up for him today. We're going to need probably at least 45 DK points from him to return value. Obviously, Jimmy Butler can do that, but I think there are other guys that we can target on the slate. But with the way Jimmy Butler has been playing lately, you can pay up for him. But me personally, I don't think I'm going to be doing it with the price increase up to 8,700. So looking for other options that we can target at shooting guard. I feel like KENTAVIOUS Caldwell-Pope's in a really interesting spot today. Going up against the Cavs, really good matchup. Cavs really struggle to defend shooting guards. It is going to be interesting to see who defends LeBron in this game. I would imagine it's probably going to be Brandon Ingram or KCP, but that is a big size difference if they put KCP on him. But either way, it's a good matchup for KENTAVIOUS Caldwell-Pope. He's been playing really well lately. The minutes have been consistent. The production's kind of been consistent. He did flash some upside in their last game against the Knicks, putting up 41 DraftKings points, 26, 25, 24 DK points before that game. At 6K, we need at least 30 DK points from him to return value on the salary. I would say he probably gets there, especially if this is a competitive game. It is a really good matchup for KCP today, so I think I would go to him in that mid-tier at 6K if we need a guy that we can target at shooting guard. And then looking for some other shooting guards that we can target, maybe in this mid-tier. Really good matchup for Courtney Lee today going up against Brooklyn. I think this is a game we're going to want to have some exposure to today. Obviously, since it's a 5-game slate, we're probably going to have exposure to just about every game. But definitely this game should be high scoring. Hopefully it stays close and stays competitive. Really good matchup for Courtney Lee. Has been a little inconsistent lately. I know earlier this year he was on like a really nice run where he was just crushing like every night. That's not been the case lately. Has been a little bit inconsistent, but definitely a good spot for Courtney Lee to get back in the 30 DraftKings points. I think he does get there. I think he gets 30 DK points in this matchup. So I like Courtney Lee today at 5,500. Also think he's a good option in that mid-tier at shooting guard. And then maybe looking for value at shooting guard, like 5K and under for value plays. There are not a ton of value plays I really like here that I'm just absolutely in love with. I think J.R. Smith could be an option going up against the Lakers. Definitely a good matchup, good up-and-pace game for the Cavs. This game should be played at pretty fast pace. You just got to worry about the blowout here. But this game does favor J.R. Smith. It fits into his play style, being a really good shooter and being a guy that likes to take shots. So I think he's an interesting option at 4,100 if we need to go to value at shooting guard. I think I'd target him today. Good matchup against the Lakers. Like I talked about earlier with Ntilikina, he could be an option as well if you're just looking for a straight-up punt at shooting guard. If he's playing really well, he will get some really nice minutes. Did play 29 minutes in their last game against the Lakers. Like I said, he was playing really well that game, 29 DraftKings points. I still think I would prefer Jarrett Jack over him just because Jarrett Jack's the starter. His minutes have been a lot more consistent. But Ntilikina for tournaments, if he's playing really well, he will get really nice minutes. And it is a great matchup against Brooklyn, so I don't mind him as a cheap option today. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing as shooting guard today, guys. Not a lot of option here that I'm really in love with. I think if you pay up for Jimmy Butler, that's definitely fine on this slate. But going to this mid-tier, maybe like KCP, even Taurean Prince. I know Prince has been playing really well lately. He could be an option. I think J.J. Barea is a little bit too expensive for my liking. Doubt I'm going to be on him. I like Courtney Lee, 5,500. He was the guy I talked about for value. You got Yogi Ferrell here if you want to play him as shooting guard. I think J.R. Smith, interesting play, especially for tournaments. Same with Frank Ntilikina, 3,800. But yeah, guys, let's go ahead and move on to small forward. All right, so up top at small forward today, we got LeBron, really expensive, 11,900, but definitely a good spot for him going up against the Lakers. We do have to worry about blowout concern here, but I'm not going to fade LeBron on this slate just because of blowout. If this game stays close and competitive, really good matchup for LeBron. And LeBron's just been so consistent lately. You look at his last 4 games, 69, 60, 74, 64 DraftKings points. The guy's just ultra consistent. You're going to need, I'd say, at least 60 DK points from him to return value on the salary. Obviously, if this game stays close and it is a competitive game, I would say it's likely LeBron's going to get 60 plus. So he's a small forward you can definitely pay up for. I'd prefer him over KD. Now that KD's price has got to 11,300, I'll just try and find $600 to get up to LeBron. LeBron's definitely the small forward I would prefer if you're paying up for one of those guys. We do have Harrison Barnes in the little revenge narrative. Going to Golden State to face the Warriors. Obviously, his former team played for the Warriors, I believe, 2 years ago. Obviously, with the little revenge narrative, I guess that makes him interesting. But at 6,700, I don't know if I want to go to him at this price tag. The price is really increased. You're going to need, I'd say, at least 34, 35 DK points from him to really return value on the salary. He's been getting close to that, but I don't think I need to go there if you want to chase the revenge narrative. Obviously, that did not work yesterday with Paul George. I am recording this video just like right after that game ended. Paul George, really disappointing game. But Harrison Barnes with the revenge narrative could be an interesting tournament option. But at 6,700, probably won't be going there in cash games now that the price tags really started to increase. I think Tobias Harris, always a good tournament option, especially today in a great matchup against the Hawks, who really struggle to defend small forwards and power forwards. Harris is always a good tournament play because he'll just have those random games where he just goes off for like 40, 50 DK points. But definitely not a guy I'm targeting in cash games. You can see in his game log lately, he's been really inconsistent. But for tournaments, this is a really good matchup for Harris. Wouldn't surprise me at all if he puts up 30, 35, 40 DK points today. So I like him for tournaments at 6,300. Definitely a guy I would be looking to target in that mid-tier. And looking for other mid-tier options at small forward. I like this spot for KUZMA, 5,500 as a potential maybe mid-tier, cheaper option as small forward. Going up against the Cavs, I think Kuzma's in a really good spot here. And as of late in his last two games, he has been playing really well lately. 36, 33 DK points. Still feel like he's a little bit underpriced at 5,500. You need about 27, 28 DK points from him to return value. And he has been doing that lately, been playing really well lately. So definitely like KUZMA in this mid-tier at small forward. He's a guy that's going to be on my radar today. And then maybe looking for some value, cheap plays at small forward or power forward. Larry Nance is really interesting today at 4,500. Really cheap price tag on Larry Nance. Has been pretty inconsistent lately. You just look in the last four games. 36, 26, 8, and 17 DraftKings points. The minutes have been very inconsistent. Usually him or Julius Randle, one of them will wind up having a good game. It could be Larry Nance here. Will be interesting to see who's going to play more of the minutes. Maybe one of these guys guards LeBron. I doubt it, but Larry Nance, Julius Randle, one of these guys might wind up on LeBron defensively, and that could lead to them playing some nice minutes. So you might want to go to Larry Nance, potential cheap option, especially for tournaments at 4,500. I think we can go to him as a value play today. And that's really all I'm seeing as small forward today, guys. Really gross position. Not a lot of value I really like. I think we can go to Jeff Green today if Dwayne Wade does not play. If he is still out, we don't really have any news on that. If Dwayne Wade misses this game against the Lakers, Jeff Green could be a value play at just 4,300. He did play 26 minutes in their last game against Atlanta with D Wade out and put up 21 DK points. Great matchup against the Lakers. If the game blows out, Jeff Green will probably get some blowout run. So it could be a potential option at 4,300, especially if Dwayne Wade misses. Don't think I'm going to be on IGUODALA today. With Draymond Green coming back, that has kind of hurt IGUODALA's production. The minutes have been pretty consistent for Iggy lately. 26, 30, 29, 32 minutes in his last four games. 24, 29, 11, 24 DK points. At 4,200, I'd say you need about 22, 23 DK points from him to return value. He probably could get there. So I'd say he's a fine value play at small forward, but Draymond Green coming back does kind of hurt IGUODALA. But he's been playing nice minutes lately. He is only 4,200. It is a five-game slate today. We don't really have a ton of options. So I think Andre Iguodala at either shooting guard or small forward. Potential value play, same with Jeff Green, especially if D Wade misses today. Like him for value. Larry Nance, especially in tournaments, 4,500. Like him for value. But yeah, let's go ahead and look at some power forwards. All right, so at power forward, we got KRISTAPS Porzingis at the top here, 9,600, going up against Brooklyn. I doubt I'm going to be on Porzingis today, especially with this price increase. I know he was pretty cheap in his last game against the Lakers. Yeah, he was 8,500 in that game. I did have some exposure to him. Put up a really nice game, 66 DraftKings points. His price tag rose over 1K. He's up to 9,600 today. For him to return value on the salary, you're going to need, I'd say, almost 50, if not more than that, 50 DK points today. And it is possible for Porzingis to get that. We know the kind of upside this guy has. Great matchup against Brooklyn. When these teams did face off earlier this year, in only 29 minutes, Porzingis did put up 50 DK points. But like I said, with the price increase, I don't think I'm going to go to him. I just try and pay up for like a guy like LeBron for 2K more, who I know has like a 50-point floor if it's a competitive game. But really like Porzingis in tournaments today. We know the kind of upside he has. Great matchup against Brooklyn. Definitely a tournament option I wouldn't mind going to. But one of the guys that I really like at this position, he's power forward and center eligible. I really like Kevin Love today, going up against the Lakers. Really nice price tag on Kevin Love. He's under 8K, only 7,900 today. He's been very consistent lately. Although he hasn't been playing a lot of minutes, he's still been producing when it comes to fantasy, at least when it comes to like point per minute. Only played 23 minutes against the Bulls, 45 DraftKings points, 30 minutes against Sacramento, 38 DK points, 26 minutes against the Pacers, 34 DK points, 28 minutes, 37 DK points. So even though Kevin Love hasn't been playing like a ton of minutes, he's still been producing 45, 38, 34, 37 DK points his last 4 games. And this is a great matchup against the Lakers, going up against Brook Lopez. I feel like Kevin Love's gonna dominate the boards. If he doesn't get a double-double in this game, I would be very surprised. I feel like this is a Kevin Love smash game where he goes for like 25 and 15, puts up like 45, 50 DK points. And since Nance, Randall, or Brook Lopez, one of them's on the court at pretty much all times, I think Kevin Love will play heavy minutes here. Not heavy minutes like 35 or more, but I feel like he's going to play at least 30 minutes, especially if it's a competitive game. Really like this spot for Kevin Love. Definitely a guy I'm going to be looking to jam into some lineups today, especially with the price tag under 8K. Really interesting option in my opinion. And then looking for other power forwards, ENES KANTER in some tournaments. I don't mind today at 6,600. Very high price tag for ENES KANTER. But we know Brooklyn, they really struggle to defend bigs. We know what kind of upside KANTER has, especially when he gets minutes. Obviously, the minutes are never going to be insanely high for KANTER. He's never going to play like 35, 40 minutes a night. But even in mid-20s, close to 30 minutes, KANTER can still put up 35, 40 DK points, especially in a matchup against Brooklyn. So I like him in tournaments, 6,600. If you don't want to pay for Porzingis, but you still want some exposure to New York, it's probably very likely they put up a lot of points here. I do like ENES KANTER in some tournaments today at 6,600. And then other mid-tier options I think we can target today. If John Collins plays, really like this spot for him going up against Detroit. He is listed as probable, so he is expected to play for this game. And I would imagine he's going to be the one on Andre Drummond. There is definitely concern that Collins gets into some foul trouble there. But it is a great matchup against Drummond. Drummond is not a very good defender. And Collins, when he gets minutes, this guy produces for you when it comes to fantasy. He's a very good scorer, rebounder as well. In 38 minutes against the Clippers, 39 DK points, 24 minutes against the Knicks, 23 DK points. So as long as he gets like 25, 30 minutes, he's going to get you about 25, 30 DK points. So if John Collins plays today, which it looks like he's going to, definitely a good option. I really like in that mid-tier at power forward or center at 5,500. And then if we are looking to go cheap at power forward, we need some value here. I know Tyler Cavanaugh started the last game for Atlanta. I believe it was against the Cavs. Yeah, he did start in that game and played 29 minutes, put up 25 DK points. So if Cavanaugh is going to start again, I think he started for Plumlee. If Plumlee's back to the bench and Cavanaugh is going to get the start again at just 4,100 against Detroit, definitely a good matchup. Really like him as a value play, especially if he's going to start and play close to 30 minutes. I think he's a great value option today at power forward for 4,100. And that's really all I'm seeing at power forward for value today, guys. I know Tristan Thompson returned for his first game back in a while, but he didn't play like any minutes. It's a good matchup against the Lakers, but until Thompson plays like decent minutes, I'm not going to be on him. Don't see a lot of really cheap options at power forward besides Cavanaugh. Jeff Green's here if you want to play him. Larry Nance, a value option I talked about. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to center. Alright, so at center here, we got a couple expensive options up top besides Porzingis. We got Andre Drummond going up against Atlanta. This is definitely a good matchup for Andre Drummond. Atlanta has really struggled to defend bigs this year. Drummond did torch this team earlier this year for 54 DraftKings points. Had a monster game of 16 points, 20 rebounds, and 7 assists. I know Drummond disappointed a ton of people in his last game against Denver. I know he was pretty highly owned. So this is definitely a good tournament spot for Andre Drummond. The price tag didn't really decrease that much. So I feel like a lot of people are probably going to shy away from him today at 9,300. I doubt I will be going there in cash games, but for tournaments, we've seen the kind of upside that Andre Drummond has. And if he's going to be low-owned in a great matchup against Atlanta, I think he's a guy we can pay up for. Same with KARL-ANTHONY Towns at 9,100. Cat's price tag's really started to increase, but he's been playing really well lately. Been looking like the Cat that we've seen just past last year. Cat's put up over 53 DK points in 3 straight games, 53, 54, 57 DK points in his last 3 games. Like I said, the price tag has started to rise, but definitely a good matchup for him today going up against Sacramento. The Kings are not a good defensive team against bigs. Him and Drummond are very good tournament options in my opinion today. Don't know if I'll be going there in cash games. I think for cash games I prefer saving some money, going down to Kevin Love at this position. But for tournaments, paying up for Towns and Drummond I think makes a ton of sense today. And then looking for other center options, don't have a lot of options in this mid-tier besides the guys I haven't already talked about. I know Taj Gibson's been really consistent lately. He's been playing a ton of minutes. At 5,900, I'd say we need about 3 DK points from him. He has been doing that lately. 27, 43, 18, 32 DK points his last 4 games. The main thing I like to see with Taj Gibson, you just look in the minutes category, 37, 36, 34, and 40 minutes. The guy's playing a ton of minutes. And at just 5,900 in a great matchup against the Kings, if this game does stay competitive, it's a good spot for Taj Gibson. So I do like him in that mid-tier at power forward or center. I think he's a guy we can go to. And then looking for maybe some value plays at center, I always like Brook Lopez in tournaments. The minutes are always inconsistent for Lopez, but if he's going to be the one guarding Kevin Love, whenever Kevin Love is on the court, Brook Lopez probably will be on the court guarding him. But like I said, Lopez minutes have been really inconsistent lately. 20, 20, 19, 23 minutes his last 4 games. But when he gets minutes, he will produce for you. 22 DK points in only 20 minutes, 25 DK points in only 19 minutes. So I think Brook Lopez could return close to 6x on this salary, especially if he's going to see minutes. Definitely a good tournament option today, in my opinion, at 4,700 as center. But yeah, that's really only a center value play I've seen today. I know Jahlil Okafor, I think he was expected to make his debut for Brooklyn, but he actually didn't wind up doing it. Yeah, if you just read right here, Okafor did not see the floor in Tuesday's win over the Wizards. If we get news on Thursday that Okafor is going to wind up starting and see nice minutes, he could be a value option at 4K, but I don't want to really recommend him unless we know he's going to start. So keep an eye on Okafor as the day goes on. Good matchup against the Knicks. Could be an option if he does wind up starting. But yeah, guys, that's what I'm seeing at center today. I think that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do really appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. And be sure to subscribe to the channel as well if you haven't already. And if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Twitter, guys, at the DFS_GOAT. Or just leave me a comment on this video. We'll be sure to get back to your question as soon as I can. But yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Good luck tonight, guys. Peace.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, she shaking fast. Yeah, she dropping slow. What? Yeah, neck on fro. Whoa, 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 whoa.